Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be talking about how to parse inline if statements. This is going to be a pretty quick video, so let's just get right into it. So I'm going to go to syntax.sharp. Let's get rid of some of this code here, get rid of some of this. All right, so go back. We can see here this is the format. Now, this is essentially the last thing that we need to do, and we're done. Like, we're done parsing expressions. So, this is pretty cool. After this, we're going to be talking about how to parse statements. I'll get into how we're going to go about doing that in a later part in the video. But let's first kind of look at this. So, the point of inline, like if statements here, I'm pretty sure some of you guys have seen this before. Basically, the purpose of using this or having this feature is to allow you to basically check if a value and or condition is true. If so, return this value, otherwise return this value. Now, the way that this is going to work is so each value on either side, they have to match. So we're going to basically just expect two expressions, and on the back end, we're going to have to check to see if both of these expressions match the same type that they're returning. And that way, this expression here can return the appropriate value. So let's see how we kind of figure out what we're processing. So if we check to see if the next token is equal to question mark, which obviously is this symbol, then if that's the case, then we basically are jumping into here and we're parsing a question expression. Now, if you guys remember, we kind of already talked about this before. We talked about like precedence and stuff. So the assumption is that you've already processed the condition part of the expression. So like you can see down here, right? You have like, oh, it's actually here. So you have like your condition expression, your if true expression, and your if false expression. This part is already assumed to be processed because obviously we have binary expressions, we have, all this other crap. So we're going to expect all of that information to be there for us, kind of already packed in. So we don't really have to worry about that. So what we do is we just check to see if the next token is equal to this, like I said, and then we advance. We want to consume this question mark token. Now, I don't think we need to add it. Yeah, I think you can just kind of expect the token and just not add it. But yeah, so after that, it's pretty simple, guys. Like you literally just call parse expression for the left part. You expect, this colon here, and you call parse expression for the right part, and then you just encapsulate everything into a question expression. And of course, you return true because there's nothing else to process. This is like the last thing in the expression function, so we don't have to really do anything. Not to mention, this is what's called a absolute expression, as I've talked about before, where we know exactly what we're processing. So just want to make sure we return true. After that, we're basically at the end, so we just check for if not success. So like if we've gone through everything, right? If we've processed like, maybe it's not a plus plus or minus minus, maybe it's a primary expression. If it's nothing and we just couldn't figure out what's going on and we're still inside this freaking function for whatever reason, and we did not succeed. And of course, if you guys remember, if we have like binary expressions, that will return whether or not we were successful as well. So if we did not succeed, then we just want to complain and say we expected an expression. Otherwise, we just return success. And of course, this is used in a couple spots. Like I think there was a couple if statements where we actually checked to see if expression returned true, and if so, then we did something. Otherwise, we didn't do something. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. So let's just kind of do this really quick to see how it's gonna look. So let's say we have a number of, whoops, what is going on? 1001. And now I have not gotten to processing inline if statements on the back end. This would be so trivial for me to finish, but I haven't gotten to it yet. So we're just gonna kind of look at the high level. So I'm gonna put a breakpoint here. But let's say we have like, I don't know. Here, I'll actually just do this. This is probably better. So if I say num is equal to, let's say 5 is less than 10, let's say true, otherwise false. Now, if we inspect this value, and actually I think we don't even need to do that. So if I look for parse variable declaration, We can go up to here and let's uncomment this code, put our little breakpoint, and that is, yep. So we have that symbol. And let's see what the output's going to be. All right, so looks like we're here. So if we look back at this expression here, we can see we have our question expression at the very top. We have these two tokens here. We don't really need those. You got, like I said, you guys can omit these. Completely useless. But we have our less than expression. So this represents the condition expression. So we're going to always have three ASTs. So we're going to have the condition, the true, and the false. So of course we have our condition, and I tried to keep this expression very simple. So we have our less than expression. We're saying, 5 is less than 10, as you can see here. And we've already gone over how, binary expressions look and everything. What's important is we have these other two expressions. So we have our if true expression, where we have our literal of true, and then we have our AST or our false expression, where if it didn't completely return true, then that will have false here. So, but yeah, so that's pretty much it. Hopefully that made sense. As usual, if you guys have any questions, definitely put them in the comment section below. And let's kind of talk about what's going to be happening going forward now. So we're kind of done parsing expressions. That's pretty much it. So I'm kind of happy about that, but at the same time, still trying to get stuff done. So let's look for parse statements. So we're still going to be stuck inside of this uh, parser here for quite a while. So in the meantime, what we're going to be doing is we're going to parse statements. Now, yeah, I'm actually going to go to grammar sheets, grammars.txt. So if I scroll all the way to the bottom, yeah, so here's a better depiction of what statements. Now, this isn't updated. This is kind of out of date. And to be honest, this whole grammar sheet is out of date. I have changed a crap ton of stuff. But we have obviously a lot of statements to process. And now, even though, yes, I do need as much time as humanly possible to pretty much get the compiler done and ready for you guys to show, I still kind of want to push the YouTube series forward. So, in an effort to kind of speed things up, what I'm going to do, and this is only temporary, I'm not going to do this like forever, but for the short period, parsing statements are pretty simple for most of them. Some of them are a little bit more complex. I'm going to basically be posting one video every single day, including weekends, where it's basically how to parse a certain type of statement. So, one day I might show you guys how to parse a return statement. The next day it might be an if statement, while loop, so on and so forth. So, pretty much every single day starting Wednesday. So look out for this Wednesday. Basically, every day from then on out, there's going to be a new video explaining how to parse a different statement. So definitely look out for that. And as usual, if you guys would love to help support the channel, definitely head over to my GitHub repository at androidevcd/sharp. And when you guys get there, definitely watch, star, and fork this repository. That's going to give this language a lot more visibility and let other developers know this language exists. Also, if you guys are interested in maybe seeing what are the various things that I do on a daily basis, you can check out the remastered branch. And that's going to pretty much contain, this is like the main branch where I do pretty much all of my development. Master is kind of very low and slow. Like I don't really update that one that much. It's usually only when I put out a release, which is far and few in between. But as you guys can see, if you go to my commits, you can see I write some pretty detailed commit messages. So if you guys want to kind of see what I've been up to, maybe some of the updates or changes I've been making, you can definitely read the commit messages without really having to look into the code and kind of know what I've kind of been doing for the past few days. And lately, I've been pushing tons of updates, so been making tons of progress. And also, if you guys are looking to maybe see something that I'm looking to add to the future for the language in terms of updates, improvements, whatever, you can check out the doc folder. And in there, there's two main files. So you can check out the changeless folder. That's going to be pretty much everything that I've done in the past. And then we have the roadmap file, which is going to pretty much contain not only things that I've done in the past, but also things that I'm looking to add into the future. I would definitely recommend checking this one out. It's a very interesting file. Definitely gives you a lot of insight into the language and just kind of how things work. So, yep, that's going to be pretty much it for today, guys. And if any of you guys are new to the channel, definitely consider subscribing. And until next time, I'll see you guys later.